Okay, currency. I always get asked about currency. And my short answer on currency is if I knew when the currency or what the currency was going to do, I wouldn't be working. All right? So you do have to be pretty careful. What I'm putting up here, and having spent a lot of time in Federal Treasury playing with econometric models, this is the best model I've got, which is basically, it's driven by things like commodity prices, how weak is the US dollar vis-a-vis everything, interest rates, GDP, etc. And the red lines there are basically the 95% confidence interval about where the currency should be, and it's plus or minus 5 cents is as good as it can do. Okay, so this is not a trading model, but what it's basically saying is the currency today is somewhere in the middle of that trend line. So around 94, 95 cents is not incredibly overpriced. The big problem in terms of as you go forward, well, I should say, going forward, our expectations are that commodity prices will weaken a little bit more and that the US dollar will start to come back. Now, if that's the case, then we've got something like high 80s by the end of the year, low 80s by the end of the previous year. However, let me just show you one difference. If I assume that the US dollar doesn't change, okay, from where it is today, I get this sort of effect. So the red lines there of my model say the currency stays roughly where it is. So it's the core message I'm giving you is the currency is not radically overvalued. It's roughly where it should be given where the US dollar is. And if the US dollar doesn't weaken or doesn't strengthen like we all expect it will, this currency is going to stay where it is. And if you're in some sectors of manufacturing or whatever, or tourism, etc., and you need the currency to be in the 70 cents, you probably need to think about your business model because this is not going to go away. All right, so for what it's worth, as I said, that's our view about where we're at, but I'm slightly nervous. And when you go around the world, the other thing that people say to you in terms of Australia is if you're going to sell a currency, what people traditionally do is they look for someone who has a high current account deficit and a bad fiscal position, and that's what you sell. Now, going forward, Australia is going to get very close to a current account surplus, and our fiscal debt is, as I said, 17%, which puts us in AAA ratings. So you don't sell a currency, or you may not sell a currency, that's got the reverse of what you would normally look for. And so people are starting to look at the Australian dollar in that sort of lens.